What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Gaboo. The map is Tundra. And this is, yet again, another game from the top 20s of the Voobly ladder. Your place for professional, I'm not going to call it professional, for top Age of Mythology play. You can find some very, very strong players on Extended Edition as well. So, and also it's super exciting, like very different metas on both games because of the extra units, bit of different balance, lots of different stuff going on. So definitely, if you ever get the chance to check out Extended Edition tournaments that are going on, go and watch them. But for now, we're checking out the Voobly ladder recorded games because they're super easy to get your hands on. If you want to watch your own recorded games on Voobly, it's very simple. You go to the Voobly ladder, you click the player you want to listen, you want to watch. You go to their match history, you download the recorded game. You chuck it into your saved game file. That can be in My Documents, that can be in Microsoft Games / Age of Mythology, in your C drive or wherever you put it. So that's in save game. And then you make sure you launch the game through Voobly on the Voobly Balance Patch 5.0. There is probably a guide out there somewhere on YouTube if you're struggling, but yes, you can watch any of those players. It's all up there. Very exciting stuff. So back to the game. We got another Loki versus Kronos. It seems like Kimo's got the obsession with Kronos right now. Kronos, a fun god, a difficult god, but a god nonetheless. We're seeing Kimo going for the classic, the Kronos Rush. This strategy is, quick math. This strategy is 10. It's got to be like 18 years old. No, it can't be 18 years old. Yes, it can. I think it could be 18 years old. 2004, this strategy, 2004, I reckon this strategy was popularized. Maybe even before, maybe like 2000 and, no, it has to be 2004. So when the Titans was released, the strategy was popularized. The build is simple. All villagers go to food. You click advance with 1 mana and a temple. 2 villagers go to wood. 2 villagers go to gold. 1 villager sits idle here for somewhere between 10, 15, 25 seconds. And then you move it. Make sure you move it after them and you put it somewhere. And we're going to see Kimo moving it over onto the elk here, even though he's got a beautiful couple of caribou here. Obviously, it's a little bit funny, but he's going to be fine. And the temple is up. The oracle's looking for something to snipe here. And oh my golly gosh, Gaboo's base is wonderful here. And this is smart here. This is learning about what is good and what you have to do with the Loki Civ. He's chucking the temple down in his base. We see Kimo running around. And let's look at Kimo's line of sight. These oracles, they might say scout on them, but they don't give a lot of line of sight unless you sit them still. We see the villagers retreating away. And Kimo chasing them down. He obviously does not see them. He sees the wood stump here. But the villagers do make it away. There's the temple going down. Gaboo's going to be able to easily get that back up in time here. We'll see if where he's going to chuck it up. Going into the town center over the other side. And there's the temple coming back up. Their houses will be torn down though. This was Gaboo's first big mistake this game, I believe. When you're playing against Kronos, when you're playing against Athena, don't build your houses around your towers. Just build wall segments. Houses go around your town center. That's where you put them. We see a counter barracks coming in as Kimo is putting the pressure on. The villagers making a run for it over here. Now, the big thing when you against a Kronos rush is let's take a look at Kimo's scouting here. There's barely any scouting. You can sneak your villagers all the way into the corner. Grab these aurochs, grab this polar bear, grab the elk, grab the oryx. You should be able to hunt for days. It's very, very hard for Kronos to find those hunting units there. And we do see that the tower is going to get sniped as well. But there is a troll out. These dwarves continue to attack here. And we'll see what Gaboo's going to do. Building a dwarf. Never, ever build a dwarf in this situation. You need all the gold you can possibly get. You can see how much food Gaboo has right now. Just build gatherers, and Gaboo is changing to that now. He's building those gatherers, and he wants to put them over onto those goat there. We see the Carabalis are going to do tons of damage over here as the troll slinging, unfortunately attacking the counter barracks here when he could be easily sniping some of those Prometheans there. We'll see what he's going to do. The dwarves get pushed off over here as Gaboo is just desperately trying to hold onto this gold mine. The healing spring goes up here. The dwarves can get pulled back, get healed back up. We do see the Prometheans pushing in right now. Get sniped very, very quickly here. As more units coming out for Gaboo. He's got 39 population here compared to Kimo's 48 population. I kind of love the Carabalista mix in here. Normally with the Kronos rush, you see pure Terma, but mixing in the Carabalista to deal with these Hearse are very, very smart here from Kimo, because they don't have Hall of Thanes and they're not going to have it for quite some time, it seems like. As you can see, only 4.62 speed. So the Carabalis are going to be able to snipe these Herso very easily. The problem with it is that he's not going to be able to spend anything on the Valor, which is coming up or has already come up. So Kimo is probably going to want to build a couple of Terma now just to make, just to Valor those Terma in order to snipe any heroes that come out. But right now, Gaboo is microing this very well. Hasn't lost any Herso right now, and he's getting these Herso in the back healed up on the healing spring. Keeps this Herso alive as well. We see a Einhjar spawn here, and now with that Einhjar, he can start thinking about moving forward, hitting the Herso. He does lose one Herso, going to lose a second one here if he's not careful, and he does lose that one. Nice snipe from Kimo here, and we can see, look at this. Gaboo just hunting in the middle of the map. Does not have a care in the world about that right now, as Kimo has his hearts set on gold block. He does snipe one dwarf there. The Prometheans get sniped over here. So taking down the watchtower. The Carabalista still can fight this off, but just send the Einhjar forward to tank. We do see a one Terma coming out as Kimo realizes he's got access to Valor. He's going to need the hero Terma out, so he's going to get a couple of those Terma. Will we see another counter barracks coming down anytime soon? We do not. Villager idle over here for Kimo as he's busy microing away here. And Kimo actually housed for the time being. We see a Catapulti here for Kimo as well, realizing that's probably going to be a good pickup. Kimo might be thinking, I was thinking maybe Kimo was thinking about maybe getting a second town center behind all of this, as the gold mine is currently housed. He's got good stuff here. He can cut units for a hot second and get the town center going, keeping Gaboo in his base. The gold stuff here probably not going to happen. We do see the watchtowers. Kimo does have access to one more deconstruction, so he can easily take this tower down, for example, if he wants. There's the Valor going to attempt to take the Einhjar back, but Gaboo, excuse me, can very easily heal that one back up on the healing spring. We see one Herso down, one Carabalista down, two Herso down. That's beautiful for Kimo. But the thing is, right now, Gaboo is holding this completely fine. Like, it might seem grim here, but Kimo's 56 Gaboo's 56 top population. Kimo's only 60 population, so it's still very close. Gaboo just needs Hall of Thanes and he can push through, and he's going to be completely fine here. And he's getting Hall of Thanes now. He's getting Hall of Thanes. As soon as that comes in, he's going to be in a fantastic position. Right now, I love this from Kimo, though. Chucking the counter barracks down such that the watchtower targets it. So now Kimo can basically just sit in here and be completely happy with his situation. The other thing is that if he really wants to, he could take these villagers that are hunting and just put them onto this gold mine and put the dwarves over here onto the goat for a time being. But he's not. Still the hearse being made. There's Hall of Thanes coming out for Gaboo. Dwarves pushing over here, going to jump onto this gold mine. And there's a spy onto the Carabalista, just making sure he knows where he wants to go. And the villagers keep coming around. Gaboo's going to be able to get Heroic Gauge. Where's the armory? Just put a bunch of gatherers over here. And we see the Promethean coming over onto this location. The Hersa deciding that now is the time to go. Nope. Oh, he thought about it. Took a big chunk of damage there onto that Hersa, the Promethean spot. The dwarves gathering here. And so he will have to fight on this. But honestly, he probably wins the fight at this stage. With that many Caraballista, only 8 Caraballista. I reckon the Hersa probably win it, especially with the dwarves getting pulled. The Caraballista do have a little bit more speed, so they can run away. We saw the Promethean here that was causing a bit of issues getting sniped. Who's still pumping these Hersa. He doesn't care about anything but Hersa. Build 1 unit and 1 unit only. If you guys like building 1 unit and 1 unit only, I have the Civ for you. And now Kimo on the back foot yet again. Nice little turn there, using the Tundra tree as a choke point or a sort of surface area blocker for the Caraballista there. Kimo's still in a decent position. He's trying to get this second town center up. He's chucking his mana down. You can utilize time shift on this. You don't have to build the mana out here. This is something you always forget when you play Kronos, but you can build all of your houses straight inside and then time shift them out. So you don't have to worry about building them specifically where you want them to protect your villages, because you can just fix it as the game goes in. But honestly, Kimo is just continuously time shifting his military buildings at this point. We see another Valor coming in. Good amount of units. We're starting to see some Mermillo getting mixed in here. He needs those to tank the Ursa. If he can get enough Mermillo out, he's actually going to be in a decent position. These Carabals are still trying to just shoot volleys away at Gaboo. And Gaboo, is he going next age? He's got to be close, so he's just going chucking the farms up. Does he have plow? He's got plow, but no husbandry. Coming through? No, he's got the resources for it. But now the Hertz are deciding it's go time. Oh, sitting idle though in this fight. We'll see how this is going to go. We've got the counter units, Caraballista against basically pure Hersa. But myth units will keep spamming. Hey, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs, Gaboo. Appreciate that, my friend. That's so nice of you. But it's looking like the Hersa just completely smashed through these Kimo units here. Absolutely devastating Kimo, as Kimo drops down to 57 population and Gaboo is on 83 population. We see the Mermillo getting sniped here, as Gaboo's got to be super happy about that situation. Now Gaboo's got the gold here. You might want to consider starting to build those dwarves again, and that's exactly what we're seeing here, as the dwarves coming through, going to move over and start grabbing more gold. And he can potentially think about cutting Ursa, going next age, getting a second talent center, doing all of the good stuff. But Kimo does get his second talent center, so he's not out of the game just yet. He is in a difficult predicament though, because he's going to have to think about where can he get gold. He's coming over to the bottom corner of the map here. Kimo is searching for a gold mine because he doesn't want to come over here. This villager coming for a gold mine as well. We see the Hersa looking. Kimo spots this gold mine and he's going to stop there and grab that one there. So that's great for him. He's going to move up to the top corner of the map looking for another gold mine, and he does find the gold up here as well. We see a raid coming in onto the dwarves over here for Kimo. The Mermillo for Kimo still going for some fighting action over here. Doing some nice play, just getting a little bit of value out of his units, but he will lose those if he's not careful. The citizen does spot this gold mine over here and will grab that one. Is Gaboo going to the next age? He should be able to click advance right now if he wants to. If he wants to. And there's the armory coming up. He hasn't got the armory yet, so he can't click up. But he will click up later, and then flaming weapons is going to be huge. And the thing is, right now, Gaboo can get a gold star, but Gaboo's scouting is woeful. He's got no idea where Kimo's gathering gold from. He has to realize that Kimo's not in his home base anymore in terms of gold. So he's going to have to search around. He has to search this corner of the map and this corner of the map. And funnily enough, Kimo's in both corners here. More Miller getting pumped out for Kimo. Gaboo's units moving forward here. And there's the town center coming up here for Gaboo. Still not searching the map. The entire map is black right now. This is not what you want to see if you're a Norse fan here. As Gaboo needs to just basically know where he wants to attack, because he's going to let Kimo back into this game. We see military barracks down the bottom of the map coming up for Kimo as well. Just out of line of sight here, it looks like, of these gatherers. We see 2 military barracks here. Maybe he will spot them, and there he sees the military barracks coming up over here. If he's going to look at the mini-map and spot that is a different story here. And we see the units here defending the Murmillo spam of Kimo as the town center is coming up. Is Kimo getting economic upgrades? Yes, he's got plow, he's got pickaxe, no hand axe here, and didn't invest in husbandry for those goats either, as he was probably strapped for the cash. There's the Bragi coming in. He can simply just target down this town center here. He doesn't need to take the army head on. The Kimo retreating back, and there is the kind of avenue here for Kimo, if he can get there, is Atlas before Flaming Weapons, or if Flaming Weapons is wasted, just Atlas and hold until you get Fanatics, and you might be able to make a big pushback. But now Gaboo making his move forward. We see these Murmillo going to be starting to think about targeting down these units. He's just going to retreat back. We see more military barracks coming up here for Kimo as the Einhi are pushing forward. See the battle ball taking down the temple here. But the Caraballista doing their job in the back, sniping these units here. But you can just see a Flaming Weapons now. There's no real problem here with the Flaming Weapons, as Kimo throwing up military barracks everywhere here, realizing that his unit's probably going to fade. But all of these units here targeting the wrong things, as it's looking as if Kimo is going to be able to sort of trade relatively decently here, spamming units out of all of these buildings, or some of these buildings at the very least. Lots of resources here still in the bank, still trying to make some more units, making Turner here at this point. A little bit confusing, as the Caraballista were working okay for him. And we see this unit here just happily gathering the gold. But Gaboo not actually able to finish Kimo off, as he's still alive in this game, retreating away with these Murmillo. Gaboo hasn't really done any real feasible damage here. He's just simply in front on the economy. He's got so much wood here and so much favor that he can spam out a bunch of battle ball. Maybe the push following this is going to be the one, but I'm surprised to see Kimo still fighting this. What I would have liked to have seen potentially is Kimo garrison into the military barracks, let the battle ball go rampant on his base a little bit, obviously pop out if he goes for the town center, but just wait that Flaming Weapons out just a little bit longer. But the battle ball now is just so many of them going to go after this town center here. Gaboo with next to no gold in the bank, as he is pumping those battle ball out. He can get the speedy myth unit upgrade here. What's it? Something runes. Thurazaz rune. Grab that and those battle ball speedy little boys. Kimo does lose the town center. That's not the end of the world here for Kimo, because honestly he's got what he wanted out of it. Extra citizen, good economy here, and he can grab another one back later in the game. But we see the mana getting targeted down. These battle ball do have 20 crush damage. If you ever wonder why battle ball are such good siege weapons, that is the reason, and that's because buildings only have 5% crush armor in general, so that 20 is basically true damage. Now we see Kimo coming back onto this town center, wants to grab that one back. Kimo short on the population. He needs to throw down another mana. Probably got that coming up somewhere. Now Kimo's town center under attack here from the battle ball. Going to be repairing his town center here as these battle ball doing some good damage. We see another longhouse coming up. It's looking like the hero Terma coming through will be able to pick off these battle ball fairly easily here, but they do get picked off super quickly. Of all the units you want to have hero here, Terma probably not the ones, because Murmillo hero is much, much stronger and sturdy, and they kind of do the same amount of damage against the battle ball, because they both have 60, or both the armor types are 60% armor. And we see the town center barely goes down before Masons comes in, as Gaboo now 2 town centers, Kimo 0 town centers. Kimo with 100 population still though, as the battle balls still getting slowly picked off. They're going to be going after these citizen here. This Herso causing a little bit of grief here to the hero Murmillo. And the thing is, the Kimo with 0 town centers means Kimo with 0 favor, which means myth units so much stronger in this situation than normal. As we see, finally, we should see this Miller hero go down. He's just to turn around and snipe it there. Sometimes it's hard to realize your opponent doesn't have favor and you can just keep pushing in. Let's see where Gaboo's resource. Gaboo has so much wood. When you're playing Loki, you do not need wood. Just farms, go up to 40 villagers on food. I don't care. You're spending 80 food for 3 population every 24 seconds. Or 23 seconds, excuse me. That's a lot of food. That's a lot of food. So build a lot of farms. We have that we still don't have husbandry. Aye. Well, the town center's coming back up for Kimo. And Gaboo is letting Kimo live. If you've ever seen a Kimo game, you know, don't let this man back into the game because he sticks around like a sore thumb and he does not ever give up. And he's behind, but he's going to figure a way. He's going to attempt to figure a way back into this game. But I imagine Gaboo has to be going Mythic Age here, and he is. He's going through Tier. Tier will hit both of these town centers, punish the food situation for Kimo. Kimo not going to be able to. Kimo is going Mythic Age through Rhea, but he's not going to have anything decent to trade with Rhea because, I mean, the Battle Ball kind of okay, but no Fire Giants. Only if the Herser spawn a Fire Giant will he be able to trade of the Fire Giant. There's the Fimbulwinter. There is the Tier, and we see them attacking Kimo, and that's going to cut all of his food economy here because all of his farms are here, and he has to retreat back here. If you're ever playing against a Norse, maybe a better idea would be to like spread your farms away from the town centers. Just as a random aside, but Battle Ball coming back over here onto this town center will be able to take that one down there. Looks like these oh god, the Fimbulwinter Wolves do manage to snipe a ton of Mamillo here. The villagers coming back out to gather the food. The Battle Ball will take this down, but nice little cheeky trader there will be able to snipe 1 Battle Ball, potentially 2, but Kimo out of wood right now, and the town center does come down, but not before another villager comes out of that town center there. Kimo's still trying to get that economy going. We see a Fenris Wolf Brood coming in, but this one not very useful with only one of them there. We see another troll coming in right now. If Gaboo gets the Fire Giant that he's after with those Herser, much better situation because Trader's on cooldown for, is it 2 minutes, 3 minutes? 3 minutes. It's on cooldown for 3 minutes. There's the champion throwing Axeman coming in for Gaboo. His units are so much stronger than Kimo's here. And the Ballista flinging away here, and the champion infantry trying to take this town center down. Kimo trying to sneak his citizen out. He could just run them back this way, but honestly, Kimo's struggling for food here as he's only got plow. He can't get access to he's in heroic age, so he has access to irrigation, but can't afford it because he's spending all his resources. And Kimo does end up tapping out here as Gaboo manages to defend the Kronos rush nicely. The Cairo Ballista not going to cut it. The Herser spammage into Hall of Thanes from Gaboo was fine and perfect. Managing to find himself food over here in order to keep spamming those. Kimo not able to cut that and cut the gold mine. And then the switch over here to the middle gold mine, wherever it was around about here in the map, solidified his position in the game. And then from there, the push there was beautiful with the flaming weapons, but allowing Kimo to gather gold from the corners of the maps allowed Kimo to hang around in this game for quite some time, but Gaboo just kept pressing on. And this is a little bit about how Atlantean works. So Atlantean can just keep spamming and spamming, but they just keep falling further and further behind. So you don't have to end the game fast here. You just keep putting pressure on, keep getting small and smaller advantages throughout the game, and you will eventually win. It's the safer route than going for crazy big all-in pushes. And Gaboo does manage to get this game off Kimo. So GG, well played. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.